South Australia hides secrets beneath its peaceful landscapes, places where shadows linger, whispers echo, and restless spirits refuse to rest. Tonight, we'll uncover the top 10 most haunted locations that will chill you to the bone and make you wonder if you're truly alone. 1. Adelaide Gale. They say the walls of Adelaide Gale don't just echo footsteps, they whisper. Built in 1841, this towering fortress housed over 300,000 prisoners and saw more than 40 executions. But what remains isn't just cold stone and rusted bars. It's something far darker. Visitors report flickering lights, sudden drops in temperature, and voices, moaning, pleading, when no one else is there. But it's not just whispers in the dark. One guard, locking up alone, claimed he saw a woman in white gliding down the corridor, silent, pale, her eyes hollow. He blinked, and she vanished. The next day, he quit, refusing to ever step inside again. Some say it's the spirit of Elizabeth Woolcock, the only woman ever executed there, hung for poisoning her husband, though many believe she was innocent. Now, she waits, wandering the gallows, searching for justice or revenge. If you visit, don't go alone. And whatever you do, don't answer if someone whispers your name. 2. Watkins. Historic site. Deep beneath the hills of Glen Osmond lies Watkins, a forgotten mine carved into darkness in the 1800s. But some say it was never abandoned. Miners once descended into its depths, chasing silver and lead. But not all of them came back. Some vanished. No trace, no sound, just gone. Locals whisper of screams, echoing from tunnels that haven't been touched in over a century. Cold winds surge from sealed shafts. Lanterns flicker, then die. One explorer, decades later, dared to enter after sunset. He never made it far. He claimed he heard pickaxes, rhythmic, relentless, though no one else was inside. Then came the voice, soft, hoarse, saying, "You shouldn't be here." He ran, said he felt something chasing him, unseen, heavy, breathing down his neck. Some believe the spirits of lost miners still dig, trapped in eternal labor. Others think something darker guards those tunnels, something that doesn't want to be found. So if you visit Watkins, tread lightly, because once you go down there, you might not come back alone. 3. Migration Museum. Before it became a museum, this place was something else entirely. A destitute asylum and a grim destitute school for orphaned children. The walls of the Migration Museum have seen more suffering than history cares to remember. Visitors speak of uneasy chills, sudden dread, and the feeling of being watched, especially near the old holding cells. But it's the children. They're the ones people talk about. Late at night, security guards report hearing laughter echoing through the empty halls. Not joyful laughter, broken, hollow, wrong. Footsteps pitter-patter across wooden floors, yet no one's there. One janitor once followed the sound of crying down the corridor. He found a small handprint, wet, on a locked window, child-sized, inside. But the building was empty. Some say the spirits of the forgotten children never left, still waiting to be claimed, still hoping to be seen. So when you walk through the Migration Museum, don't just read the exhibits. Listen, watch, and if you hear a whisper behind you, don't turn around. 4. Clipper ship, city of Adelaide. She once sailed across oceans. Now she floats in eerie silence. The clipper ship city of Adelaide, built in 1864, is the oldest surviving clipper in the world. But her history is soaked in sorrow. Hundreds died aboard her. Passengers lost to illness, storms, despair. Some never made it off the ship, and some, they say, never left. Visitors report shadows moving below deck, cold, salty air that burns your throat, and the sound of footsteps pacing, even when the ship is empty. One volunteer heard coughing echo from the surgeon's cabin, a deep, sickly wheeze. He opened the door. No one there, just the scalpel, still warm. Others have seen a woman in black standing by the bow, silent, still, eyes locked on the horizon, until she vanishes into mist. They say the ship remembers every tear, every death, every soul. So if you step aboard the city of Adelaide, hold your breath, because some believe the sea didn't take them. The ship did. Five. Bumont House. Nestled in the quiet suburb of Bumont, this elegant colonial home holds a darkness that beauty can't hide. Bumont House, built in 1849, was once the pride of the land. But behind its perfect gardens and grand halls, something lingers. Guests speak of sudden chills in sunlit rooms, of whispers slipping through keyholes, and of a woman, always just out of sight. She's been seen standing at the top of the staircase, dressed in black lace, her face veiled. Some say she's the wife of a former owner, buried too soon, mourned too long. Others believe she was never meant to rest. One visitor followed soft piano music into the parlor. The keys moved, but no one played. Then the mirror cracked by itself. Caretakers hear footsteps above them when the upper floor is locked. Doors open on their own. Shadows stretch where light should be. Bumont House is beautiful, yes, but beauty can be a mask. So if you visit, listen closely, because behind every silence, Six. Long Ridge Lookout. By day, Long Ridge Lookout offers sweeping views, rolling hills, endless skies. But when night falls, the air changes. The silence thickens, and the stories begin. Locals speak of a woman seen standing near the cliff's edge. Long hair blowing in the wind, pale dress glowing under the moonlight. She never moves, never speaks, just stares down into the valley below. Legend says she was left waiting, centuries ago, for a lover who never returned. They say her grief consumed her, and one stormy night, she stepped off the edge. But here's the twist. Hikers claim they've spoken to her, asked if she needed help. She nods, reaches out, and then disappears. One man swore he heard her whisper, "Come closer." When he turned back, his friend was gone. The body was never found. Some say the ridge doesn't just take the grieving. It calls to the lonely, the lost, the curious. So if you visit Long Ridge Lookout, admire the view. But if you see her, don't follow. 7. Old Tylum Town, Pioneer Village. Step into Old Tylum Town, and you step back in time. But some say, time there never truly moves forward. This eerie replica village, with its creaking churches, dusty shops, and silent homes, holds more than just history. It holds the dead, and they don't like to be forgotten. Visitors speak of icy fingers brushing their skin, of muffled voices behind closed doors, and of shadows that flicker across windows when no one is inside. The old schoolhouse is the worst. Some have heard desks scrape across the floor, children giggling, chalk writing itself on the blackboard. But when you enter, it's empty. Every time. One paranormal team fled mid-investigation. They caught a voice on tape whispering, "Get out before it gets dark." And then the lights, every single one, went out. Locals believe the spirits here aren't just wandering. They're reenacting, reliving, trapped in loops of fear, love, and unfinished endings. So if you visit Old Tylum town, stay alert. Because in this place, you're not watching history. It's watching you. Eight. Martindale Hall. Standing in quiet isolation, Martindale Hall is a mansion of breathtaking beauty and chilling silence. Built in 1879, it was once the pride of the wealthy Bumont family. But now, behind its grand walls and velvet drapes, something restless stirs. Guests often speak of footsteps echoing through empty halls, doors that creak open slowly on their own, and a woman's perfume, lingering in rooms where no one has been for hours. The most whispered tale, the lady in white. She's been seen drifting through the library, hands brushing along the shelves. Others catch glimpses of her in the mirrors, just behind them, always watching, never blinking. One visitor stayed overnight, hoping to feel the past. Instead, she awoke to soft crying outside her door. She opened it and found a trail of water leading down the hall, but no one there. Just the sound of sobbing, growing fainter and colder. Some say it's the spirit of a heartbroken guest. Others think it's the house itself, mourning what was lost. So if you wander Martindale Hall, listen carefully, because sometimes the past doesn't fade, it waits. Nine. Tea Tree Gully, Heritage Museum. By day, the Tea Tree Gully Heritage Museum is a charming glimpse into colonial life. Quiet rooms, creaking floors, and the scent of old wood. But when night falls, something else awakens, something that never left. Once a schoolhouse and a home for the needy, this building has known sorrow, and the echoes of that sorrow still linger. Volunteers have heard children's laughter in the empty halls, not playful, but distant, hollow. Chairs scrape across floors in locked classrooms, and in the kitchen, cupboards open slowly, without a sound. The most chilling story? A guest exploring alone found a little girl at the top of the stairs, pale, silent. She pointed to the cellar and vanished. No one believed him until they found dusty footprints leading down. Small, bare, fresh. Some believe the spirits here are trapped in time, reliving moments they can't escape. Others think they're trying to speak, to be seen, to be remembered. So if you visit the Tea Tree Gully Museum, listen closely, because every whisper might be a piece of a story that never got its ending. Ten. Redruth Jail. High on a hill in Borough stands Redruth Jail, its stone walls worn, its silence heavy. Built in 1856, it was South Australia's first prison for women. But the punishments dealt here went far beyond the physical, and some say the cries of the forgotten still echo inside. Visitors speak of locked doors rattling on their own, shadows that slip across cell walls, and a bitter cold that clings to your skin, no matter the weather outside. One tale chills the deepest. A tourist wandering alone heard weeping from cell 4. A woman's voice, soft and broken. He approached, heart pounding, and saw a figure curled in the corner. But as he stepped closer, it faded into dust. Historians believe it may be the spirit of a young girl imprisoned for theft, who never left after taking her own life inside those very walls. Some believe Redruth doesn't just hold ghosts, it holds regret, sorrow that's soaked into the stone and refuses to be forgotten. So if you walk its halls, tread carefully, because in Redruth Jail, some sentences never end. These haunted places hold more than history. They hold stories of sorrow, mystery, and the unexplained. Dare to visit them. But remember, some spirits never say goodbye. Which one will haunt your dreams tonight?